This musical tells a story about Cady, who is a hit with the Plastics, an A-list girl clique at her new school, when she makes the mistake of falling for Aaron, the ex-boyfriend of Alpha Plastic, Regina George. This movie is an adaptation of both 2004 original movie and the Broadway musical of the same name. Unfortunately, this is a hollow retreat of the original movie. This movie adds nothing to the legacy of the original. The story is muddled, the script is undercooked, the filmmaking and performance is mediocre, with a meaningless parade of cameos and subpar songs. Its attempt to update the story for the modern day falls flat, relying on a fan service and throwbacks to the original film. The filmmakers approached the material as if it were nothing more than a series of memes that were strung together and live on in a public consciousness. However, that doesn't even land because the script is so lazy, it barely scratches the surface when it comes to updating the material to include the even larger influence that social media has over teens and popular culture. The movie tells us nothing about how teen girlhood has changed with the rise of social media. Instead, the film becomes a preachy story of not being a mean person with the good stuff is being replaced in favor of musical numbers that jarringly drop in with little rhyme or reason. The film overflows with missed opportunities for laughs and lapses in internal logic. The cast cannot quite find the right rhythm for the jokes to land as often as they should. It's especially disappointing since the original movie is still funny even 20 years later, and even the jokes carried over from that film do not land as well here. Everything about the musical element to this movie is completely wrong. The songs are generic and lack humor, with disappointing lyrics and no visual style. They are unmemorable and tuneless, something that is not helped by technical shortcomings at every turn. The movie fails to create a strong visual sensibility to separate the musical world from the real world, since audiences will not buy people just breaking into song anymore and stick to it. To make it worse, the movie decides that wherever possible to frame the songs through social media. Overall, this movie is a waste of time. We do not recommend to watch this movie at all. Watch the original instead.